There are many debates in life that don't really have answers. Could LeBron have beaten Michael Jordan? Could Mike Tyson have beaten Muhammad Ali? Could Bert beat Ernie? I know they're friends, but there's real anger there, folks. And of course, one of the biggest questions of all, could Donald Trump have beaten Obama in a race? Not a foot race, we know the answer to that question. A campaign race. And we'll never really know. But thanks to this year's midterm elections, we get to see what a race between the two of them might have been like. Because this weekend, with just 8 days, with just 8 weeks, not 8 days, you guys are like 8 days away? It's not 8 days away. Yeah, because this weekend, with just 8 weeks until voting day, the former president decided it was time to get back in the ring.
Tonight, Trump versus Obama, the former president blasting his successor by name in a rare and fiery midterm message.
By the time I left office, household income was near its all-time high, and the uninsured rate had hit an all-time low, and wages were rising, and poverty rates were falling. I mention all this just so when you hear how great the economy is doing right now, let's just remember when this recovery started.
You guys realize what this means, right? It's on! President Obama versus President Trump, the leader versus the tweeter. Yes, we can versus way too tan. And you know, Donald Trump's not gonna stand by and let someone take credit for their own achievements. No, no, no. He's gonna push back, and he's gonna do it with flair.
So, I have a list. And the list goes on and on. It's 4 pages of things that the Trump administration has accomplished in a short period of time. Each dot is a thing, okay? And some of those things are very big things. And then I have 3 more pages, 2 more pages, just like this, look, okay? But isn't this much more exciting than listening to President Obama say?
Yeah, I guess this is exciting, the same way I'm sure it was exciting to be on the plane that Sully landed on the Hudson River. It was like, I think we're all gonna die, but it's gonna be a movie! Because seeing Trump and Obama back to back really shows the contrast between these two, right? They couldn't be more different. It's like night and day, like ebony and anarchy. I mean, listen to how they each talked about healthcare.
Their sabotage of the Affordable Care Act has already cost more than 3 million Americans their health insurance. And if they're still in power next fall, you better believe they're coming at it again.
What happens, I said, if the entire world decides to go to California because they get free health care, free medical care, and free education? California has just increased in size to 500 million people. California has just become one really large person.
What you talking about, Willis? I've heard a lot of criticisms about Obamacare, but I can safely say I've never heard that it's gonna morph a state into a very giant person. Like, what does that even mean? And while most people would prefer a president who's articulate and has a command of the issues, there are times when you have to admit it's definitely more fun to watch Trump.
Each time we painstakingly pull ourselves closer to our founding ideals, that all of us are created equal, the status quo pushes back. Sometimes the backlash comes from people who are genuinely, if wrongly, fearful of change.
He said, what do you think of President Obama's speech? And I said, I'm sorry, I watched it, but I fell asleep. I found he's very good for sleeping.
I hate to say it, but Donald Trump is right. Obama is great for sleeping. Because when he was president, we all slept so good. So good. But now that Trump's in charge, we all lie in bed awake every night trying to figure out how the California turned into a giant man? Does he get one vote in the Senate? All the people inside of him, did they leave before it happened? So many questions. I can't sleep. And now, look, Trump may have beaten Obama on the entertainment part, but when both men commented on last week's secret White House op-ed in the New York Times, it is safe to say that Obama beat Trump on the English parts.
There are people inside the White House who secretly aren't following the president's orders. That is not a check. They're not doing us a service by actively promoting 90% of the crazy stuff that's coming out of this White House and then saying, don't worry, we're preventing the other 10%.
The latest act of resistance is the op-ed published in the failing New York Times by an anonymous, really an anonymous, gutless coward.
Yo, I could honestly listen to Trump try to say anonymous for the rest of my life. It sounds like a dope new Migos track. It's just like, anonymous, anonymous, anonymous. And please, don't get me wrong. Obama's not always in professor mode, right? When he needs to, he knows how to hit Trump where it hurts.
We're supposed to stand up to discrimination. And we're sure as heck supposed to stand up clearly and unequivocally to Nazi sympathizers. How hard can that be, saying that Nazis are bad?
Yeah, Obama's got a good point. Just say it, Trump. Nazism. Sorry. Nazism. I guess there's fine people on both sides. Look, I'll be honest. I don't know why Obama is wasting his intellect on Trump. Like, we're living in Trump's world now, right? This is not the time for some well-crafted speech that appeals to our higher nature. This is time for a roast, Obama. Obama should just be on the campaign trail dissing Trump every day, because Trump knows how to deal with nerds. But what he can't handle is swag. Yeah, Obama should just be out there like, this guy can't even say anonymous. I remember when presidents could speak the language of the countries they were from. This is just roasted. He should just be like, Trump's presidency, such a disaster, makes me glad I still have my Kenyan citizenship. And did you folks read the op-ed? Nobody respects this guy. I bet they don't even take his orders at the McDonald's drive-thru. He says, I'll have the chicken McNuggets. They say, bitch, you're getting the salad.